On the banks of the Mississippi River, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, a storied venue, and soon the fog will rise off the Big Muddy, and will it also bring a victory for the beloved Bayou Bengals, Tiger Stadium, home of LSU. There's nothing quite like a great rivalry matchup in college football. The bitterness, the intensity, the lifetime of memories that will come as a result of what we're about to see in this one. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Ole Miss Rebels, taking on the winners of... They are so close to a score, they can smell it on the first play of the drive, 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He works his way ever closer, all the way down to the 1-yard line. We'll see if the offense can punch it in on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Tigers!
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really...
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
Man, this guy is so scary when he has the ball in his hands. He kind of reminds me, he's got a little bit of Leonard Fournette. He's got a little bit of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you know, just that shake and bake. And when they get in the second level, DBs just don't seem to know how to tackle this guy. You don't want to submarine, he might hurtle over you, but if you don't go in with conviction, and he's got the speed to get outside and take it the distance. This dude just makes your heart stop every time he has the ball.
In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt. See, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about creating momentum out of the gate. Both of these teams had this game circled all offseason, David. They know what's riding on the line here.
There's so much riding on the line. Who gets to Atlanta down the road? Bragging rights, recruiting rights, all this stuff. Once you get in conference play, it means a lot every single week.
Well, LSU receivers are known for their swagger, and that is swagger well earned after that one.
You go outside and you make plays. Like, listen, you have swag, you have confidence, and you usually get a little bit loud. Reese, and be like, listen, feed me the rock. So many great LSU receivers in the past, and it's because of that swag.
2nd down coming up. After the incompletion, they go back up top, using the quick game. just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down. And LSU starting to get that passing attack cranked up.
And this is a unit that typically LSU is as good as they are at quarterback. We know they're going to be physical. We know they got athletes all over the field. But when they get really good quarterback play, those teams are really special.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. He's looking to throw. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. A veteran in this defense stayed locked in on his rules and made the interception.
Well, coming into this game, this offense knew that points were going to be at a premium. If you can't score touchdowns down here in the red zone, you at least got to come away with field goals, but you can't do that if you're throwing interceptions. That's just poor execution by the offense.
LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
They have had to wear that beat down since the last time these two met, Jesse.
And they've been talking about it for a long time. They were absolutely embarrassed. The players, the coaches, the fans. You know, David, coming into this game this time, they want to put out a much better performance.
Oh, there's nothing worse. The coaches are riding you all week leading up into this game, reminding you, showing the clips in the locker room. You know you failed. You want to come out and get a great start in this football game early.
They make the stop, but the sweet throwing catch is plenty to give them a first down.
He's been a matchup problem all season long. Defenses just don't know how to solve the puzzle. And with that last catch, over 500 yards receiving now on the year for him.
LSU moving quickly, going to work again on first down. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Not much room to run. Let's give him one to the 33.
Now that's what you try to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
Fires to the wideout. And that one's incomplete.
And I tell you what, we've kind of gotten to the point where we expect QBs to be robots and just never to miss and always put it right on the face mask or right on the numbers. And right there, you could tell he just missed a little bit off, and I guarantee he's tapping his helmet saying, hey, that's my bad.
Just beautiful. And that's a great feeling as a quarterback when you make that throw. It keeps your offense on the field, keeps the offense in rhythm. Obviously not as good as throwing a touchdown pass, but I'll tell you this, way better than having to trot off over to the bench and wait for your turn to get another shot.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. The defense... And it was a completion, but they lost yardage. Guys, LSU has the lead here. And after that first quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the second. Eighth play of the drive coming up. To the ground with the back. And he's almost to that first down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. They'll try to drive ahead on 3rd and short. And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
Nice job by this offense converting the 3rd down. Listen, 3rd and short, they know you're going to run the football, and they still did a great job being physical. 3rd downs has been such a struggle for this offense. Bottom 50, one of the worst in college football. Nice job on that play.
And you got to love this if you're the defensive coordinator, because your defense stayed disciplined. They didn't over-pursue to the running back. They stayed home, played great with their eyes, and they were able to make the tackle.
Now he's looking to throw it. He makes a grab. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense.
This defense has got to be better in coverage. You want to get off the field, you got to keep defending. You got to do something to make the offense feel uncomfortable. So far, way too easy for this offense.
So now with 1st and goal, let's see what LSU does here. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, LSU!
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back, knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They wanted to set the tone, strike quickly. Jesse, they've done exactly that, up 2 touchdowns.
And this quarterback has been dialed in, too. He's been so good reading coverage, going to where the open guy is with the football. And they've been up and down the field, David, so far.
And this defense needs to make something happen right now. You've already given up a couple touchdowns. Your offense has got nothing going. Still early in the game. Get a stop. Create some momentum for your offense.
He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. He's got his man. That completion will take him inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Quick strike complete. They get him stopped at the 2, but it'll be first and goal.
Defenses are put in such a tough spot when offenses get in third and short because the whole playbook is open, and they go with the pass. I love it. They sneak the pass in there. Nice success. Great job by the quarterback getting rid of the football, getting the first down, now set up first and goal.
Trying to slam in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Tiger. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in Week 6.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be
LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. The give to the running back from the shotgun. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first. An array of possibilities here. Less than a yard to go to pick up the first down. Right back to him on the ground. He'll be tackled at the 49 after a pickup of 5.
This is an offense that really sees their identity as being able to run the football. Nice job there picking up the first down.
Wants to throw on first down. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
Caught near the sticks. It's Ware. Put it right on him. Sweet play. Good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. The Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. The give out of the gun. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore.
Yeah, and the running back didn't get much here, but, you know, you clearly want to always establish the tempo, run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
Looking to throw on second down. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Well, this defense felt coming into the game that if he was going to try to throw from the pocket, they could get to him and affect his accuracy, and they did on that last play.
Coming to the line of scrimmage at the 30, it would be a long field goal, but they'd love to pick up a few here on 3rd and long. It's complete to the left. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And it comes as absolutely no surprise. The offense will stay on the field and go for it on 4th and inches. Calls his own number. LSU will get a first down. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
4th and inches, just trusting your offensive line. They're able to get just enough movement at the point of attack to keep this drive going.
Down to the 18-yard line, it's 1st and 10. It's complete. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you could...
Touchdown, LSU! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Man, find your weapons. Nice job by the quarterback. Find the running back out of the backfield. He catches it and does the rest. Walks into the end zone for the touchdown.
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. He looks that one in nicely. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. This offense has a second down play. He's looking to throw. Fires to the tight end. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down.
They pick up the first down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field. If it's zone, he's got to sit down over the ball in a soft spot, giving his quarterback a place to go with it. Nice job of those guys being on the same page there.
It's complete on the right side. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Here comes the offense on second down. He's looking to throw. Finds the tight end. This defense giving up ground, and he's finally knocked down at the 26.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
They're going to throw it again. Quickly complete. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down.
And that is exactly where the football was supposed to go. Offensive coordinators call drag routes, anticipating man coverage. Even though the ball's only traveling 2, 3, 4 yards down the field, if the receiver is able to get a rub and create some separation and the quarterback hits him in stride, that little completion, that could turn into a 20, 30-yard gain.
When you run those drag routes, it just takes a little bit of know-how. And when I say that, the receiver's got to understand, find space. My quarterback's going to find me. He's looking for that space at the same time. Nice throw, nice catch. Way to get the first down.
Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Touchdown, Tigers! And the route is on. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these
LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
You open a drive like that and you've got some operating room. It's first down from the 38. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. They bring him down and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. Maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. Maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent of things they did right, the things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's coming.
Great job by the defense dialing up some pressure on third down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
So the offense will go for it around midfield. They're throwing for it on fourth down. Makes the grab well past the sticks. Well, they just drained all of the suspense out of the fourth down conversion, moving the chains easily. LSU moving the ball quickly down the field. They'll throw it on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Ware. Excellent job working through the air. They're finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. And the Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. The give to the back. Tough sledding there as he picks up 1 to the 29. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Got his man quickly. Stopped after making the catch. He's just winning that matchup in the slot every time.
And when you put him in the slot, Reese, he's closer to the quarterback. It's an easier throw. We can run in, we can run out, and really take advantage of his versatility of the guy in that slot position.
Here comes 3rd and short from the 24, and this offense does not want to send out the field goal unit. Here's the handoff. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. And the beatdown has ensued.
This guy just has a nose for the end zone, and you love his ability to find creases, use his speed in the open field, and go score. He's been really good for his offense early this year. That already his 5th rushing touchdown on the season.
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They'll leave it with him. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. The toss to the outside. That one did not go well. Tackled in the backfield for a loss of 6.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
So he was forced to just take what the defense gave him, and they were able to stop him short of the first down.
And when you're a defense and you get 3rd and long and you know exactly where those sticks are, you set your feet at them, they throw it underneath, I go rally, make the tackle. Perfect 3rd down and long execution by this defense.
It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. Well, that's just piling on. Not the penalty kind, just the mean kind. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. And generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
They'll go right back to him. Brought down at the 26-yard line after a pickup of 10 yards on the play, and it'll be a first down.
fresh legs, man, and it is showing. Of course, this team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game, running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football, and a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting them the football, letting them get some positive yards.
Looking to pass on second down. Gets it out quickly. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker.
I'll say this, man, in college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
Picked up some yards on the last completion, but it's third down. They'll try to get the first through the air. Finds his big tight end. Brought down, but looks as if LSU will pick up the first down.
Well, this guy's been a go-to guy for this offense all game long. We've seen that, and here on a critical third down late in the game with the lead, guess who shows up with another big one? That guy.
The Tigers are on the move. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Going to work on second down in the red zone, is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. He's looking to throw. He's got the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
A nice job by the defense there, tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage, and nice job bringing the big guy down. Not easy to do.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. On the jet sweep, racing for the edge and the sticks. Touchdown, Tigers! And the pummeling has started. That'll give them a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get conservative, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day.
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Firmly in control of this game, we'll see if they just try to run out the clock and get out with a victory.
Everybody on offense here should feel really good about their performance today too, David. They had a really good game plan coming into this one, and they went out and they executed at a very high level.
Yeah, lights out, and this game's over. I'm interested to see the philosophy now. Do we keep chucking the pill and keep trying to score points because it's the defense's responsibility to stop them, or do they just run this clock and say, all right, we did enough today, we kicked them in the face?
Tough way to start this drive. Now they'll try to fix it on 2nd and 15. He's looking to throw. Gets it out fast. And the defense makes a big hit and knocks him down. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. Looking for that first down on 3rd and short from the 28. They'll try to get it through the air. Using the quick game. Tackle is made, but not until he gets the first down.
He has been the go-to guy on offense all game long. And on a critical 3rd down here in the 4th quarter, surprise, surprise, guess who they go to? That one.
LSU getting set on 1st and 10. He's got the back in the middle. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down. Trying to convert this 2nd and short. He's looking to throw. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Quarterback needs to make a better throw there. Incomplete.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down.
And the defense gets the big 3rd down stop, creates some momentum. Hey, I don't know if they're going to go for it on 4th down, but the defense is continuing to fight, continuing to hustle, continue to fly around. Like, these are positive signs from a group that you know needs to continue to grow, needs to continue to build, needs to continue to get better.
On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Makes a catch past the sticks. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect 4th down call there. The timeout stops the clock with 10 seconds to play. That's the way you get things going. A huge play, and now attacking from just inside the red zone. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. And they can't quite hook up, trying to make a completion in the back corner of the end zone.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game.
On 2nd down, looking to throw. Shoots it to the left. Touchdown, LSU! And the punishment has been extended. They build this 4th quarter lead, and they are just minutes away from going 5-0.
Some would say run out the clock. Some would say I don't need to add points. But here's the thing. It's your job to stop them on defense. Now, listen, the handshakes, they might get a little bit interesting after this game, but the offense did their job.
There is a long and storied history of great games between these two rivals, and this chapter adds another to that legacy.
Really impressed by the poise by the winning team as well here. They weren't overhyped in this game. They came out, they looked prepared, they were calm, definitely confident. And David, they were able to go out and execute well enough to get this win.
And it's hard in these rivalry games with all the emotions running so deep. Like, you sometimes get overzealous. Sometimes you get too many penalties. It's hard to rein in your emotions, but they did. They kept it in check, and now bragging rights for a whole year.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.